Hey everybody, this is Rich, and this is the fifth and final Apocalypse World session, part of the Intercontinental Group of Awesome's Colony Ship series. This is where we find out the fate of Vonalea Prime, the planet X, where the colony ship is headed towards in our Impulse Drive series. So we've played 5 sessions. I'm very excited because we have the entire crew here, which is awesome that we can end with a bang. I've skipped some time. I have love letters. I have a physical book, unlike other people who may not have the Apocalypse World book yet. Sorry. No, I know there's some people who still don't have their Apocalypse World book, and that sucks for them a lot. Cool. So let's take a quick reminder circular train here, especially since half of our group doesn't have lower third, and that's okay. It's perfectly okay because it's going to go away for us anyway at some point soon. We'll go in reverse alphabetical order by player name. Lowell, tell us about your character Blossom.
Blossom is only the best. He's great. He's just, that is. I mean, I don't even think you need to go through the rest of the characters, but you might want to just for practicality's sake. I'm the battle babe. And now
Wonderful.
my video disappeared for Rich.
Just for me, but that's okay. What's funny is
important.
No, you're totally important. When you're the tiny avatar, I see you and you're looking down studiously at your books. So you're frozen. When you talk, you just disappear from me because whack-a-mole. Jen,
There we go.
Tell us about Specialist Mary A. Smith.
Specialist Mary A. Smith is the quarantine. She was released from an encased orbital pod, which is like a comedically oversized bullet with a nice clear window on it. She doesn't understand what's going on in this messed up place. She has a little 8x4 card with her orders on it and a dwindling supply of very good equipment. And that is about it.
Delightful. Andrea, please tell us about Kalia.
Kalia is the angel. She hails from a long line of doctors on this planet. And she recently got highly dosed with radiation, saving everybody. Okay, not really saving everybody, but saving the lights for the last 3 months.
I'm sure that Mercer would agree that you saved a lot of people from nuclear meltdown and death, and yeah.
Maybe. Yep.
I think you got a ribbon or a sticker. I'm not sure.
A sticker. I hope it's a sticker.
It's a sticker. They stole it off of one of one of Unit's bikes.
Yes.
And last but not least, we have Alex, who's playing Flamingo Jones. Alex, tell us about Flamingo.
I'm the chopper, ruler of everything outside of Vonalea Prime. I'm also suffering from a little bit of radiation poisoning. I don't think quite as much as Kalia. And I think I'm coming off a busted up arm. I think it might be okay now, maybe. But yeah, I had to hide that weakness for a while because I'm kind of ruling my biker gang through strength. So I cannot show weakness.
That's right. Well, lucky for you, you were on the disabled list for a brief period of time, and some time has passed, and everybody who sees, so your broken arm should be healed. You can move yourself from a harm of 6 to a harm of 0, and Kalia will deal with you in just a moment. So now I shall read the opening for the love letters, and then we'll go in a row. So we'll go from Flamingo. You can read your role and then make choices, and then Specialist Smith, and then Kalia, and then Blossom. Jen, do you have a link? Did you get the link, or are you able to? Okay, perfect. All right. Friends, 3 months have passed, And the ship's power, the power that runs everything in Vonalia Prime, easy for me to say. The power that runs everything in Vonalia Prime is waning. The reactor has faltered twice in the last few weeks, and it's only a matter of time before it goes down again and never returns. Mercer, the chief engineer, is bedridden. Harridan's still in control, but only just. People are upset and scared. Resources are low and without power. Most of the food production falls on what can be farmed, not much, and harvested from Matilda's livestock. The volcanoes to the east have begun spewing more ash into the sky, and the X's saw more lava flow on their last patrol. Flamingo Jones.
Yes, I got to move. Roll plus hard on a hit, choose options. And the options are, you've fought off several attacks from the Reds, which seem to have grown pack mentality and preternatural intelligence. Or the crystal cave has become a sore spot. Some folk insist that they can harvest the crystals. No, they cannot, for power. So there has been a group of folk sneaking out to the caves to steal all the crystals they can get without paying tolls. They are still paying tolls. Or Caliban was found dead this morning, throat slit from ear to ear, a look of horror frozen on his face. And last, you've kept your bikes in good order despite heavy use over the last 90 days. And if I don't choose one of those options, there's a negative or opposite to that.
That's right. Why don't you go ahead and make the roll now,
Yes.
and then we'll move to the next person, give you a chance to look over your options.
Ooh, I just need to check what my actual hard is. I think that's a +2. It is. There we go. That's not true.
Oh, that's beautiful. A 5. Oh, man, you've had a rough...
I don't have to choose anything then.
No choices to worry about. Awesome.
Everything's fine.
Cool. With that in mind, that reminded me there's a thing that I neglected for us to do. I'm going to call for highlights for our last session. So
Hey.
please take a moment and look on your columns for your character sheet. Look at who you have the highest HX with. That is the player character that should highlight you. If it is a tie, then you choose. I think the only person who has to choose is Kalia.
I've got to choose. Blossom.
Nope.
Sorry.
Yep.
Unless you want to do that after love letters.
No, we'll do the highlight right now.
Okay. Blossom. Do you want to choose a stat?
Hard.
Cool.
No hard.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Misheard.
Cool. I'm going to give you weird. But you get hard, so
Okay.
I'll also highlight weird. So Specialist Mary A. Smith, I think Blossom highlights you.
Yeah.
Let's do sharp.
Okay.
All right. Since it's hard to initiate, cool. We'll go hot.
Okay.
Kalia, you get a choice.
I'm gonna choose my bestie, Flamingo.
Let's look. Stats. I want to see some sharp.
Yeah, I want to see hard.
Thank you.
Put some.
Mary picks.
Gonna choose your cool.
Thank you.
How pleasant and nice and XP horseable you are. I'll give you hot just because I like to see Blossom be hot. That tickles me greatly. Specialist Mary A. Smith.
All right. Time to read this off. Let's see. Roll plus cool on a hit, choose options. On 7 to 9, choose 2 that are true. On a 10, only 1. Harrison, Harridan requisitioned your assault rifle, claiming that the real security force needs it. He did offer to add you to the force if you wanted to keep it. What did you do? Man, why everyone trying to take my shit? All I got is a good cool score and some additional shit. Mox kicked me out of her place and doesn't want anything to do with me. Or I've been having dreams about a starship landing. Some nights it's the colony ship, and sometimes it's alien locusts. Take 1 harm AP from the terrible headaches. On a miss, Rich chooses which ones are true. Time to figure out what happens.
That is a 12.
That is a
Wow.
12. I'm the coolest.
You are indeed. Don't forget to mark the XP for that. So we'll come back and figure out which option you've chosen.
Why do I mark XP for it?
Cool is highlighted.
No, it isn't.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. It was Blossom who had cool highlighted. So don't mark XP. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, false start there. Kalia.
Okay. Roll plus sharp. On a hit, choose options. The radiation sickness took its toll, marketability, and decreased the corresponding stat. The bullet wound Pierre, Mercer's assistant, took in the reactor debacle became infected, and after refusing treatment, he got sepsis and died suddenly. Shigusa has not openly declared his love for you, asking you to become his wife. If he did, what did you say? So as a roll shop now. I got a 10.
Nice. Wow. If only everybody could roll like you. Like you and
I know.
Jen. It's just Alex that sucks at rolling dice. It's awesome. Cool. We'll come back and see which one of those you've chosen. Blossom, you're up.
Why don't you roll hot? On a hit, choose options. Number 1, Harridan has taken you as a lover and confided in you all the resources he's hoarded. Solar generators, petrols, mini-gens. It's only enough for half the population, but now you're on his good side. Second, you've seen a woman out in the night who is watching from the shadows. She doesn't seem affected by the acid rain. Her hair's fallen out and her eyelids have worn away. Still, she looks somewhat familiar. You just can't quite place her. And 3, Harridan's butler has kept your secret. He had a brief crisis of conscience, but you talked him out of it. What did you promise him? Let me roll hot.
Oh,
Fuck
man.
that noise. It's only dudes who can't roll well today. There we
Ladies'
go.
choice this evening, everyone. Ladies' choice. Oh, this is great. All right. So we circle back around to Flamingo Jones. Here are the items which are true.
Ooh. No.
Caliban was found dead this morning. His throat slit from ear to ear. That may be your opening scene if you like. Also, the crystal cave. That there are some people who are sneaking by and not paying tolls. There we go. And yeah, I think I'll just go with the last one of you've lost a gang member from an attack by the Reds. And this doesn't have to be one of the people we've seen on screen, but I do want I want you to name that gang member.
I'll have a little look and see who we've got while you.
Sure. Yeah, you can come up with a new name.
Bad things for Blossom.
Yeah. Now we go to Specialist Mary A. Smith. It looks like. What did you choose? The Bad Dreams, huh?
Yep.
Nice. Now for astute watchers of all the series, or Andrea, the ship filled with alien locusts to come to strip the world bare and move on would be those same creatures that were seen on the planet Thoan 4 during her weird abyss look. And by her, I mean your other character, June. And Kalia. Oh, cool. Format bullet. Bold font. Format bold font. What is that?
I think you have the like where it tracks changes turned on.
Oh, weird. I was like, what did she do?
It's magic.
All right. And so which one have you chosen, Kalia?
I picked Shigusa has not openly declared his love for you.
Oh, okay.
Yay.
Awesome. So is Pierre's dead? Or not dead? Yeah, you chose that one to be true. Okay, cool. We're good. And
Okay.
Blossom. I'll let you choose, Blossom, of the two. So the woman out in the night, you have definitely seen. That is true. But you can choose whether you are lovers with Harridan or whether you've had to promise something to Harridan's butler.
I think I want to choose the Harridan's lovers thing because I want to leverage that into an opening scene.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Good. Cool. Okay. So that was fun. I hope everybody enjoyed that. We'll just do a bunch of stuff, all the suggestions that Alex made there.
I think I might have lost one of my things.
You kept deleting everything, and I just accepted your changes. There we go. All right, there we go. Awesome. So let's pick up with Flamingo Jones and Specialist Mary A. Smith. So Specialist Mary A. Smith, how did you come upon the X's? They're all outside. They have found the body of Caliban, who is Flamingo Jones's right-hand guy. They found his body. He's been sliced. His throat has been sliced open. He bled out over the night, and he's kind of sprawled out in front of one of the entrances. It's very like showy death. Were you out on a run, or were you doing something else, or did someone grab you like mice and maybe pull you out to see it?
I like the image of Specialist Smith doing calisthenics and going out on a run to keep in trim. So I was probably just out on a run, trying to clear my head, shake the dreams out, that kind of thing.
Nice. Does Specialist Smith, does she have like a headset, like a little radio, or is that far too posh?
She has the effective. She has like a little iPod Nano type thing, and like a little set of earbuds. She probably had to smuggle them.
Love it.
Who's gonna say boo to her once she's in stasis?
Right. It's not like she can listen to it. What is it that's playing? So this will be the song that kind of, as the credits happen, we have Specialist Mary Smith jogging along. What is the song that's playing?
Oh, God. Hold on. I'm going to ask my own iPod. It's verisimilitude or something. Or method acting.
Method.
All right. Let me see if I can't get a YouTube link to you guys.
So am I already there? Well,
yeah. But the way I see the opening credits is we follow her kind of running along a trail. There are a few reds that are off in the background, but they move away and don't attack her. And then she comes upon, we see the vista that is the ship and Vonalea Prime and dead body, and the X is kind of standing around, and we gotta zoom in there. Oh, cool. If You Weren't Afraid by Giorgio Moroder, which I'm now going to click on so I can hear a little bit of it.
Yeah.
This is funky as all get out.
Yeah.
Well, so you come in to come upon the scene of the corpse and Flamingo Jones. How much of your crew is here right now? Is it everybody or just a few select members?
Few select members. Marva, let's say Marva and Doris.
Marva and Doris. Okay, and Doris was your heavy hitter, like the cruel one, right?
Yeah. I think I'm like just,
Who came to get you? Did you stumble upon this, or did one of them come get you?
Marva very sheepishly came.
Yeah, he's like, hey, boss, it's not my fault. But you need to see this.
Oh, actually, no. Red Pill's missing. I think still one of the twins. One of the twins came.
Oh, well then, let's say it's the one that's on the out, Stems. He's trying to get in good with you again. So
Yeah,
Red
yes.
Pill's bro, Stems. Yeah. So Stems got you, and he's hovering nearby, but not really involved in this. And Dora says she like slaps the bat that she carries around. She's been putting in some extra nails. She slaps the bat across her hand. The flat of the bat does have nails in it. Well, it's got to be one of Harridan's. Doris turns around and sees you come up, Mary. You think it was her?
I pull an
Boss?
earbud out.
Was it you?
No.
Okay. Doris.
Yeah.
We're going to find who did this. And we're going to take that time on it. It will not be quick.
Good. Hey, maybe it's Balls. I'd love to go after him again.
Nah, he can't walk. He didn't do this.
Maybe not. They had to get the drop on him. Calvin wouldn't go down. He was hard like us.
Could have been hard. Could have just been fast.
What do you say?
Said it could have been a hard ass, or it could have just been fast.
Imava asks, hey, Smith.
Yeah.
You got anything you could do to figure out who did this?
Just down home street smarts, kiddo. I don't know. I lean over the body. I give it a look-see.
Cool. The
I
cut?
check over his arms to see if they're bruised before observing the cut.
Nice. Yeah, so you check over his arms. There are no defensive wounds. The cut was made by something that it's not a clean cut. It was not made by like a K-bar or a knife. It was made by something that was just sharp enough to cut the flesh, but it tore the flesh. It was done with a great deal of strength.
I'll sort of walk the perimeter, even though, of course, it's been tramped on. Because, one, it's an entryway, and two, Flamingo's gang. But I look around for any recent side damage to the area. Maybe there's a nick in a doorway, or weird tracks, or maybe the blood ends up someplace where it isn't quite logical for it to be.
I like it. Let's have you read a sitch then.
But while that's happening,
Yeah.
Does Stim still have a bike?
Oh, I don't know. Does he? Did you take his bike?
Probably, yeah. I kick over Marv's bike while yelling like an expletive. Just
Nice.
frustration.
Nice. Mava starts to, but then he doesn't protest at all. He just like he starts to go over to pick it up. he doesn't pick it up because he knows you'll just kick it down again.
11.
Oh, well, that's lovely, Mark. Now you get to mark an XP.
Yes, and in fact, it's my 5th XP, so I could choose an advance.
Woo!
I know, right? And I'll have to sort of tuck that aside and think about it.
Sure.
Could you do me a solid and post the...
Absolutely. Let me post these questions for you.
Because nobody's made just a player handout PDF.
Yeah, there is.
Really?
The player handout PDF is the basic ref book. I'll post you a link to it, but there are the questions.
Okay. Why wasn't it a downloadable? Anyway.
I'll happily share it with you. It's no problem whatsoever.
I paid for it fair and square, I promise.
It's the basic ref book. It's basically the cheat sheet. It's not even the whole book.
Know.
Yeah, so you can totally.
Yeah, I know what it is, dude.
All right. Here you go. There's a link to it.
All right.
But I put the questions
So
in there
I
for you
had
to review.
3 questions, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So, what's my enemy's true position? What should I
Cool.
be on the lookout for? And think which enemy is the biggest threat?
Awesome. So the enemy's true position, whoever did this didn't go inside. You find a bit of tracks and they head out. They actually head out similarly along the trail that you came running in on, but head off into the waste and head up over some rocks, and you don't see any prints after a while. Sorry, you called them out, and I didn't write them down because I was trying to think the answer to the first one, and then I missed part of it. So that is enemy's true position.
Cool.
What was the second question that you asked?
The second question was, what should I be on the lookout for?
You should be on the lookout for. I hate if I'm speaking incorrectly for Flamingo. You tell me, Alex. But I would imagine that Flamingo going on the warpath because somebody just took down her number one would be the first thing to be on the lookout for here.
Oh yeah. We're gonna fuck people up. Get answers.
And then, which enemy is the biggest threat to me right now?
Right now, it would be the gang.
Okay, well, I'll narrate out loud what I know about the wound as I look it over, and then I'll follow the trail away. And I'll just say, whoever did this, they're probably not in the settlement right now. They're probably out.
The answer's nothing.
Nope. But it's good news for you because you're ruler of everything that isn't. So, good luck.
Mava asks, did they go off by the caves? We have a lot of people go off by the caves. Maybe it's about that.
I mean, if Caliban was trying to exact a toll all by himself, that could
You
be.
wouldn't be so stupid unless it was kids or something.
Cool. I'm gonna cut away from this scene for right now, if that's cool. And I'd like to pick up with Blossom because I believe, Lowell, you said you had a frame for a scene here. I'm interested to see where you want to go.
Well,
I can't see Lowell, so I can't tell if he's
Oh, so
done
that's
or not.
me. That's me raising my finger as just to say, "Hey, hang on a second, I muted myself." Well, the people I was going to do that with are already in play, so
Sorry.
So we'll do something else.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can frame up a scene with you and Kalia, so the Adria gets to jump in on a thing. How about so Blossom? Now that you're kind of in the circle with Harridan, do you still stay off by the side and lean against a wall, or does he have you sitting near him now? How is that working?
My preference is to be still leaning against the wall because that's what I'm good at. And because
Are you wearing the collar he bought you?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Pretty much I want to do that so I have at least some modicum of distance when eventually I have to kill him and this all goes wrong. So I want to at least have that to me. And I will go to see Kalia.
Yeah, cool. So you start to leave, and Harridan, he looks over, and he says, "Where are you going, Blossom?"
I'm gonna go check in around town to see what's on the streets right now.
Oh, good, good. Norval, go with Blossom. Make sure he stays safe. Norval, whose arm is now healed because it's been 3 months, he pushed himself up off of a box that he was sitting on. He was sitting there whittling on a weird branch that he found way out. And he puts the little lock blade in his pocket and walks up and says, "Yeah, sure, boss, no problem."
Then I will gladly make him walk along with me like a stooge.
Cool. So, Kalia, it's morning. We've got Mox and Shigusa there. It's been 3 months. How is their training coming along? Who's the quickest of the two of them now?
So I think they're probably about on par because I think Mox has the instinct for it, whereas Shagoose is the more academic one. If that makes sense.
It makes sense. I like that. So they're both coming along in different ways. They have different knacks. You've chosen well.
Oh.
As long as they don't die of sepsis, then you can pass along the torch at some point.
Yes.
Now, I had said that Mercer is bedridden. Is he in your clinic?
I don't think so, because we don't really have the space. And people are more comfortable at home anyway. So this is obviously like a long-term thing, right?
Yeah. He's been getting, he actually he was on the verge of getting sick, and then Harridan just kept staying on his neck, keep working on getting things back up and running. And at one point he just collapsed. And now he's
also real cantankerous. So
It's not easy to help. Yeah, he's got pneumonia in one lung and several other debilitating conditions. Anyway, so it's morning. I guess everybody's kind of cleaning stuff up. You've got a couple of people who circle through. One person who's got some injuries from a fight, a scrap over the Crystal Caves, and your Visage has started hanging around more and more. And that is when the door is darkened by Blossom, followed by Norval.
Oh, good.
And I will come in and I will say, and I've gone and done some other stuff before I come here. And I will say, Kalia, can I talk with you a bit about STDs? And I say that in a way that makes Norval kind of uncomfortable, like I need to talk to her privately kind of thing.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll even say that Norval knows what STDs are. He's smart that way.
I mean,
Of course, now it's
pretending
gonna
to be
he's
military.
like, oh, does Harridan have an STD? Could Harridan possibly get an STD? Oh, this is good. This is good. I'm so glad I'm here.
I'm gonna kill him eventually, so it doesn't matter to me.
All right. What is the reaction from Kalia at this one?
Surprise, I think, for mostly.
Yeah, I think both Mox and Shagusa are like, what? And Mice, who's about to head off, like she has her little satchel, right? She'll probably get wide-eyed, like, oh crap, that's not good.
I'm gonna be right back, guys.
Okay.
Okay. Very excited. We'll let her know if somebody thieves her iPad.
Yeah, well, she'll have a Find My iPad, I'm sure.
So sure.
Sir, gesture that I would like some privacy to speak with you.
If you're just about to leave, I'll just try.
Back's open.
I'll stroll on back there.
And she'll come in after and close the door. What's up?
Well, Harridan has me on a short leash, so I need to chat with you just briefly. If you could give me a few moments. I know you and I haven't seen eye to eye all the time, but I need to ask a favor of you.
An STT is a threat to the whole community.
No, it's not
a
an
favor.
STD. It's not a DSTD. That was a delightful shenanigan cover story.
Okay. Is it worse than an STD?
Here's the favor I have to ask you. I have to give you some information that I need you to pass on to Mary, and I need it to not look like it's come from me in the long run.
Uh-huh. I'm waiting.
Is that
She looks
going to be a
suspicious.
problem? Is that going to be a problem?
Depends on the information.
Oh, it's
if it's
bad
something
shit.
that gets her killed, I'll make sure it comes back to you.
All right. How about cards on the table? So a few months ago, I went through Harridan's stuff, and he has some codes and transmission signals. I recorded some numbers on that from him, like he knows something about the capsule landings. I have those codes. I've written them down. I'd like to give them to you to give to her. But here's the other important part, and I'll slide a piece of paper over. This is quick back of the envelope calculations about what kind of supplies Harridan has left. Take a look at the
Okay.
numbers.
Picks it up,
Pass it.
opens it up, looks at it.
And Rich, what's the rundown of that? How do you want to describe that?
I'd like to keep it generally abstract, but if you imagine that for the next few years you would need X supplies, this is X divided by 2. Is that fair? Like if anybody wants to add a little bit more details around it, we could do that.
So you're telling me that if the volcano ash doesn't suffocate us and the humidity doesn't smother us, we're probably going to starve to death in a year.
No, I expect Harridan will start killing people long before that. To cut the numbers down.
Do you think he's that smart? That sounds an awful lot like Basic Edition.
I think he's that vicious.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Mary at least vaguely has a sense of maybe something like other about the ships, the capsules or something. I'm hoping that she can put some kind of 2 and 2 together on this. I don't know if there's a way out. That's not my strong suit. That involves thinking. I'm good at copying things down, bringing them to people who I think can do something about it, like yourself, like Mary. not saying you need to get into anything with Harridan, but we need to be ready.
I'll make sure this gets to her, and I'll keep you
Okay.
out of it.
I'm not concerned with you telling her. I just don't want anybody else to know what the chain of this is.
I will make sure no one else knows.
I appreciate that, Doctor. I'm going to go now. Can I have a lollipop?
We have to grab you some antibiotics for your STD.
I'm irritated because I know now I'm going to have to take it, and then my pee will smell. It's all horrible.
I'll give him basically, so like I imagine we have, because these sorts of people never go away, right? Like you always have those people that are convinced they have every disease under the sun. It just depends on the day and the moon phase. So like I'll find like some sugar pills or something, some equivalent of these don't actually do anything because I'm not wasting real supplies on this.
Sugar pills, I'm fine. I love sweets, so.
They still taste like medicine.
Oh, God, why? Why would you do that? It's like spice drops. Fuck, what?
Well, because people, if it tastes good, people don't believe it works.
Fair enough, because this works.
Cool. So, Blossom, you are going to head out then?
Yep. And I wait for Norval to piss me off.
Yeah, it won't take long. So, yeah, you walk on. He says, so, I know what an STD is, man.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like you're putting Harridan in danger.
I'll turn to him. Go on.
So I just think he'd want to know.
That's probably true. I stand there and I look at him.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could not tell him, but that's going to cost you.
Oh. Oh. You know what I think? I think you were a dumb fuck to talk to me like this when there's no one else around. And that's when I'll kill him.
Okay, let's see how this goes. So you have ice cold when you go aggro on an NPC. However, I don't think he's really surprised by this. If that feels fair, does that seem fair? I think.
What do you mean? So you don't use it go aggro for surprise?
So
What do you
when you
use
go
for-
aggro on somebody, you're doing threats.
Okay.
If you want to attack somebody straight on to where they're going to attack you back, then that to me is more like you're doing battle, and you would.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Because I took a new move for that.
You did?
Yeah. I took not to be fucked with.
Oh, snap. That is awesome.
So I count as a small gang.
That's great. That is really nasty and hilarious. So let's roll that out.
Okay.
My PDF reader just crashed, so I've got to reload my PDF real quick.
Yeah. Would that be is that seized by force or single combat?
I think it's single combat. Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's single combat here between the two of you, which means you're going to be trading a lot of harm. What are you using? He's using his little lock blade knife.
Oh, let's see what I have that's fun to put in him.
Freaking katana.
Oh yeah, I've got a hafted long blade that I'll just kind of bring up into his midsection.
Oh, that's fucking terrible. Oh, that's so mean. Okay. When you do single combat with someone, no quarters, exchange harm, but first roll plus hard. On a 10 plus, both. On a 7 to 9, choose one. On a 10 plus, you can inflict terrible harm and suffer little harm. On a 7 to 9, you choose one of the two.
Okay. 4.
Okay. So you're still going to choose harm, or still going to swap harm.
Okay.
But because you fail, I'm going to have him choose the option of suffering little harm. And well, I'm just going to flip this in. So he gets both. He is using a blade, which would normally be 2.
Mm-hmm.
But when you stab for him in the gut, he sidesteps it just a little bit. You still get him. You get him really good. But you do 2 harm instead of 3. And he does a 3 harm to you. So that is probably going to be deadly for him. It's going to move you to 9 o'clock, and I need you to roll the harm move at +3. So 2d6 +3 for your harm move to see how bad this is. This is one of those like 2 samurai face off, both strike type deals. Oh, fighting by a gang. That's right, +2. So we'll take one of those off. Sorry. So he does 1 less damage because you are a gang.
Okay.
So it's only 2.
Okay.
You do 1 more, so you did 3.
Okay, and does my armor count against that?
It does. I'm sorry, I forgot that you have armor. So what is the armor?
That'll take off 1.
Okay, so then you're a +1. So you roll harm +4. You rolled a 4 and a 1 +1 would be 6. So you just went from hurting real bad to armor plus gang to you are okay, and he is foobarred. So you stab him in the gut. And he sidestepped it, right? But you're a gang, so you laid in some other blow on him because you are not to be fucked with. What is the killing blow that you pull off here?
I assume it's that he watches and he sees the sword come out and I stab him, but the other hand comes up and I am crushing his Adam's apple, trying to get his windpipe just closing in on it, vice grip. That's because he won't make as much sound then.
Practical. I like it.
Clever. We'll just go ahead and just call him dead then. So this happened not far from, like, it's in the corridors of Vonalea Prime, of the ship itself, because it's near the infirmary. You guys just walked like a blockish away. You're right in that he waited for a good moment to ask for a bribe, which happened to be a good moment for you to kill him. What do you do after he slumps over, crushed windpipe, bleeding out?
Trying to find someplace to jam his bleeding body. And then I'll go find somebody to get in a fight with as cover.
Cool. Are you heading back to where Harridan is? Do you want to go to the normal bar, or do you want to try to...
No, I think the bar gate outside, that kind of thing.
Which one? Do you want to go outside the gate out to the market area, or do you want to go into the bar, which is inside the ship?
Yeah, let's go outside. I think that's probably first order.
Is that just in time for Flamingo and his gang to arrive very angrily? Yes. Coming to see Harridan?
I love it. Does that sound good? You like that crossover?
That's a perfect crossover.
Cool. So, yeah, you head out that way, pick a fight, and then you're heading back towards Harridan the same time that Flamingo. And how much of your gang is rolling up at this point?
All of it.
Oh, geez, everybody. So Unit, Mava, Red Pill.
I guess you didn't read the comments.
Oh.
Got some bad news.
Uh-oh. Which comment?
I think I have it's just a few comments up. The person who died, yeah, that was Unit. I told that idiot to not chase the Reds.
Oh, man. So I'm curious, what do you do when an ex dies? Like, are there funeral rites? Is there like some kind of procession of who gets to rifle through their pockets? Like, how does that go?
I get the stuff, and then I can get to give it out as gifts to people. I mean, sometimes it might be obvious who gets the thing, if there's like siblings or stuff, but generally it's my choice. I don't think anyone really could drive his rig.
No, probably not.
I mean, they could, but it'd be really unwieldy, and if it fell over sideways, it would crush them.
So, who did you give units like Pretty Dollhead that he kept in his pocket and would brush her hair?
I think I actually gave that to Doris. Doris doesn't have many soft sides, but she always liked the unit.
Cool. So she's got the doll's head, like she just stuck a needle through it and made it into like a little necklace type thing.
Yeah.
She's got the blonde hair, just kind of comes down between her cleavage there, and loves it when people make fun of it because then she will beat them with her bat.
Yeah, that's happened at least once since.
Sweet. So you come rolling up, come in. Harridan's got some guys, right? But he's no slouch, and he's been arming up, and one of them has an assault rifle. And Blossom, you've just come back without Norval. Harridan was about to ask you about it, maybe. Maybe he's more concerned about the bruises you're sporting. But that's when the X's arrive on the scene. How do you guys arrive? So Harridan's place is like you could reach it on your bikes, but then once you get in here, it's kind of a tight squeeze and turning and all that good stuff. Do you walk up, or are you going to actually make your guys ride their bikes in? Like, what's the plan?
We park up all the bikes. I give like one look at who's like hanging around just nearby.
Let's say that Visage is hanging around nearby.
Which one's Visage?
The little girl with the prosthetic leg.
Wasn't it an arm?
With a prosthetic arm. You're right. Here. That's what I get for just putting the word prosthetic, because then I have to choose a limb. It's prosthetic arm. Yes, because she was reached in, and yes, it's 100% that.
I look at her and say, watch the bikes. If they're still fine, you get some jingle. If not, other arm. And I start heading in.
Wow. She holds that question of, can I get on one, when you tell her about the other arm, and that's it. So, yeah.
I think
you have hard highlighted. Do you want to go aggro? Or is that just a false? Just a thing?
No, I wouldn't do that to the little girl.
Okay, cool. All right, no problem. You head in, and you see Harridan, some of his guys, and your whole gang rolls up. Like, even Sans unit and Sans Caliban, you're a formidable force.
So we're like 18 of us?
Yeah, feels right.
I think, or is it 15 is the default?
15, but you grow and shrink.
At least 10.
Numbers are tricky.
Full armed.
You're a small gang. You get the benefits of a small gang. Harridan looks over.
Does anyone get in my way?
Yeah. It would have been Norval, but it's not. So it will be unnamed NPC, who I will grab a name from in just a second. And I just need to grab the MC rules and go down one page. And it is a guy by the name of Wisher. Wisher's not the guy with the assault rifle. What Wisher has is a staff. He steps up and says, "Hey, you can talk from right there, okay, Jones?"
Step the fuck away. I'm jamming that thing right up you.
All right, now you need to
go
aggro.
Yeah, I'll go aggro on that.
Do it.
go. 11.
There we go. Now you
The
asserted
gender curse is
yourself.
broken.
Yay,
Yay.
boys can do stuff too. Okay, on a 10, they have to choose force your hand and suck it up or cave and do what you want. He knows about the whole half in, half out thing, so he's going to suck it up. He's going to say, listen, you can talk from right there.
Oh, I don't even let him finish that sentence. I yank his staff. I try and yank the staff away and just smack him in the jaw with it in the teeth.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you deal your harm. You grab the staff away from him, you smack him in the jaw.
And I just drop the staff.
It breaks his jaw. Then Harridan, he gestures to the guy with the assault rifle, like you, and that guy draws up his assault rifle because it was down here, right? Mm. He's no Mary Smith, but he's obviously the best shot of the group, and so he's not aimed it directly at you. But Harridan says, "I think you need to calm down, Blossom."
Yeah. Respectfully, Rich, this seems like a charged situation.
It does.
I would like to make a roll based on that, if I may.
What roll would you
one
like?
of my moves. That is my dangerous and sexy roll.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Get it?
Get it.
Okay.
By the way, I kind of when I did that knock in the teeth, I took a few more steps and then came to a halt. I'm not making any more moves to attack. But
okay. Oh man.
Well, fuck that noise. He rolled snake eyes.
Oh.
Good thing it was highlighted.
So the good news is you still get an XP. If you don't get XP on misses, you get an XP because you rolled hot. But on a fail, I get to do a thing. Give me a second here. Sorry, I haven't had a dangerous and sexy move get flipped on me before, so I'm trying to.
Maybe I'm too close and I get into it with some of his gang, before.
I think so. Yeah, you go in, you make some eye contact, and I think Doris she's just in a mood, so she's going to clock you with the bat.
Okay.
You've got armor, and you are a gang.
Okay.
So it cuts your cheek. It's not even a full harm. It's just one of those, she lashed out and thwacked you, but in a sexy way. No, you got cut in the cheek, and it still looks good on you, but she wasn't trying to be sexy. What do you do?
I wait to see who shoots first.
Sweet. Okay, so you hold off for a second. Doris is staring you down like that. She says, that was a love tap. And so now what is it the Flamingo does? It looks like your crew is backing your play and maybe pushing things a little bit forward. Harridan's got the guy with the assault rifle is trained on you. There are other guys that have weapons, not many guns. What are you doing?
Okay, I've got my hand not gripping the gun, but just the palm of my hand resting on where my pistol is.
Oh, cool, awesome.
/ Mary's pistol is, and I've got the machete.
Mary, you just like the gun supplier.
Yeah, and I've got the machete out, and I'm using it as pointing it directly at Harridan. I'm I want answers. Did you kill Caliban?
Caliban's
No.
dead?
Yeah. Caliban's dead? Blossom knows what I know. You can chat with him.
Fuck that. Answer the questions. Who was out last night?
Blossom, who was out last night?
I think
Blossom, you can shut the fuck up. Harridan.
I think my question here is at this point, Rich, is can I reasonably put Norval in the path on that?
Oh, absolutely. Nobody tracks what Norval's up to.
Say Norval, but he took off while we were outside when we heard these guys coming.
Which one's Norval?
Nondescript. We'll describe him to you. The guy with the broken arm. Got it fixed up. Doc fixed him up.
I want to read a person.
Cool. Who do you want to read?
I think I'm going to direct that at Blossom.
I think that makes sense.
Perfect.
Roll with sharp.
Yeah, just quickly check my sharp.
You're at +1.
+1. Okay, thank you.
Wow. Do you want to interfere, Blossom?
How would that work?
So you would roll. So mechanically, you would roll your HX with Flamingo. You know her, and you know how to kind of put up a front or a face to make her, to throw her off. Fictionally, you'd kind of describe to me how it is that Blossom is hiding a bit about himself.
Let me think here. Yeah, let's go for the interfere. If only to reduce his success. Essentially, that I'm still trying to play it cool here.
Sounds good. All right, so you roll plus HX, which I think you have a +1.
Yeah.
Too bad I don't have that marked. A 9.
Cool.
So I got one question.
You do.
Is your character telling the truth?
Nope.
Okay, but I don't know why.
Nope.
That just looks so guilty. I can absentmindedly pop a pill. I'm sure I've got more of whatever those things that Kalia got me.
Yeah.
And it's been bad. So
it's tense. Like your guys, they really don't want to just stand here with an assault rifle pointed at them. So there's a lot of like shifting back and forth. Mava's kind of angled himself behind one of the guys. Doris. Yeah, what do you say?
I'll say, Flamingo, why don't I go with you? You show me what happened to Caliban.
yeah. Let's do that. Boys, and I turned away. I never even looked at the guy with the assault rifle the whole time. And I just walk out.
Cool. Harridan gives you a look, Blossom, like, be safe. You know, you want somebody to come with you? I'll send Wisher.
Wisher, go and tell Kalia what's going on. I'll be safe. And I'll follow them out.
Sweet. Do you head back out to the bikes?
Yeah. Are the bikes fine?
Yeah, they're in great condition. Visage like pops up. She looks really nervous. She stood right by him.
I look at the bikes. What did a unit have as a weapon?
I kind of imagine that unit had probably something really like brutal, like a pipe with matted hair on the end of it. You know.
I give that to the kid.
She holds it for a second. It's really heavy, but she's got to. It kind of drops to. She lets it drop and like holds it against the ground, lets the ground hold most of the weight and balances it.
Looks good on you. Then we get on.
Cool. Red Pill will look at you, Blossom, and say, "Come on, you can ride, bitch." She seems to be indicating that you can ride behind her on
Yes.
her.
No, I'm sorry. I was gesturing and you can't see me.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could.
I will say, sounds good, and I will hop on behind like it's nothing.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So you roll around, and when you come back around, there are a couple of reds that are pecking at Caliban's corpse.
Oh,
and they look up, and they don't even run away. One of them actually kind of steps in front of the others. The other two just keep pecking away.
I use that pistol and shoot one in the head.
That's fine. I'm not going to make you roll dice against one red. You shoot it in the head. The other two, they're pulling at the skin. It kind of comes out like silly putty. They're pulling at the skin, and one of them's like digging in and going after like the meat inside.
Okay, then I boot the next one in the head. I kick it as hard as I can.
Sweet, you boot the next. The third one, it bites at your boot, but you've got a boot, so it defeats its beak right.
Oh no, just repeatedly beat it with the butt of the pistol.
Yeah, Mama hops off his bike. He comes in. He starts stomping some of them too. And Boris will come around and whack the few, and you've driven off the reds. You see it, Blossom. There's the corpse of Caliban.
I will go over and check it out. Wait for him to explain what happened.
Oh, I mean, he's been. I'm not going to explain shit. Blossom's lying about something. I'm checking. I've got the pistol's fully loaded behind him.
Well,
I will stand up and I will say, so you arrived just after I murdered Norval, so that got kind of complicated in there, and I'll turn around to face her.
Red Pill will laugh at that because that is hilarious. He's good. It's okay. See? He was blaming it on Norval to cover his own tracks. Look at him. Yeah, he didn't kill Caliban.
I step right in, up close, like almost nose to nose with Blossom. I'm just like looking at his face. Turn away and like just kick something. Fuck.
I say, look, when shit went down with the power outage, I put people on to watch your bikes. I got no beef with you. You risked your ass to shut down that reactor. It's another thing that I've got no beef with you on. And I can tell you, I've heard nothing from Harridan that Caliban was targeted, that any of you guys were under the scope right now.
And he shares shit like that with you?
Yeah, because he's fucking me.
Fair enough.
Red Pill's disappointed.
I'll say, and if Harridan didn't order it, and you don't know who it is, That worries me. Because who would fuck with your people if not Harridan?
Somebody not long for this world.
Fair enough.
Mava speaks up. Hey, boss. Maybe we ought to burn the body. Yeah?
I kind of like give him a dirty look. Red pill, get clear. I want her to look at it.
She takes off, dashes off. So let's circle in on Mary.
Yep.
Mary, after Caliban body and we had the X's took off, kind of left
Yep.
you there. What did you do?
So I'm gonna sort of put this in front of the group because I'm of two minds about this. On the one hand, this is the perfect opportunity to go out into the sticks without having to pay a toll for it. And on the other hand, it could have been a great opportunity to watch the X's get into a fight with Harridan, and then I pick off what's left. Of course, we know what didn't happen, so I think I'm leaning towards I'm out in the sticks, seeing if I can't find our renegade murderer.
I mean, I think the pistol did the pistol give you a little a bit of a free pass for a while on the, but I mean, it's the
been 3
X's.
months.
We
Bitch,
probably
so,
yeah
you probably lied about it too. So
yeah exactly. Good point.
yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so you are out in the sticks. So this is nowhere near the Crystal Caves. It is not to the east. Actually, you follow that trail. It's a little bit of jogging trail that you've marked out for yourself that runs through the brush and the scrub and around some of the flora that is not dangerous. But it veers.
Also, it's thick enough; it doesn't get patrolled really.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the X's really don't want to deal with it. And it seems like this place that you've picked out, the assailant also recognized that is a good place. However, what they had done was veered off to rocky outcropping. And so you double around that without having to worry about the X's following you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that there's it's almost like a rock just dropped from the sky, landed and tilted over slightly.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of vegetation that's grown up around it. But you can actually pick out, there appear to be a few things that could be handholds if you wanted to try to climb up. Yeah, cool. So why don't you, I'm going to have you, I think we'll go with do something under fire here, with the possibility of fire being you get high up and you fall off and hurt yourself.
Sure, right. The simple stuff.
Yep. And you're rolling with cool, which you're really good at.
Bam!
Wow. Yeah,
Pow, pow.
no problem.
Bitch.
That's awesome. So what does it look like? How does Mary climb? Like, is she skilled? Is she a skilled climber, or is it just ornery, or does she go up quick? Like, what's it look like?
Mary's a really good climber. She's got this really good balance of musculature. So, like, if she needs to, she can pull herself up one-armed to another handhold. She doesn't, of course, do that the whole fucking way, because that's the way to exhaust yourself and drop. But it's very planned out. It's very like 1, 2, 3.
Nice. That's cool. So you get up.
Yep.
In an even, steady manner, no risk. I mean, it just looks like it's something you've done 100 times.
It's like I climb this croc every day.
It's like that, and maybe now you could. Now you know it's out here.
Yeah.
Get to a point where there's a crease, and it's big enough to where you can see light spilling in, and you smell a bit of it smells a little bit like burnt wood. It's high up enough to where if it's funneled up like a chimney, that it would not have spread out to the vegetation, right? It's not going to drop down.
Sure.
And it's there's no crackling fire now.
Sure.
That's the first thing that you pick up. And you also smell just human person, right? Sweat. And as you're kind of peering down using the sunlight as your light source, there's a good 2/3 of the interior of this rock that are very, very dark. So mostly you can see the opposite wall, right? But you can definitely pick out there are some other handholds that have actually been hewn into the rock, like chipped off really crudely on the interior. But you're not entirely sure that this is abandoned. What do you do?
I give it like 15 minutes at least of just being in the exact same spot, motionlessly waiting for any signs of life inside. Really patiently, really quietly, before I start picking my way down.
Nice.
I'm going to sort of loose my assault rifle just enough that I could detach it if I needed to immediately, but not so much that it's going to flop around and get in my way.
Cool. I think being patient like that is going to give you an opportunity to read a sitch.
Okay.
Now just imagine you're like up here, you're actually on a handhold, right? You got maybe your arm propped over the crease a little bit, but this is not a super easy thing to do.
Yeah, like I imagine that probably Mary is in this like messed up sidelong position where she has to body prop herself a little bit with a foot and a handhold.
Cool.
And so she's like mostly diagonal.
I totally see that in my head. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. That's 10.
Right. Marking XP, it's a new scene. Reading a new sitch. So if I get in deep into the bottom of this rock, what's my best escape route once I'm in?
Your best escape route. Cool. So spending this amount of time and really using your body angle to look around, you find that along with the handholds, there's actually a not a piton, but like someone's threaded a little bit of a knotted rope. And it's not immediately obvious, but it looks like whoever's been here has been here long enough to come up with one method to get in and decided on a second method to get in that is a lot faster and easier.
Sure.
That'd be your best way out.
Okay. What's my enemy's true position?
By waiting that long and being patient, you hear it's a bit of a shuffle. There's a lot of clay down at the base in here, and you are rather sure that someone is kind of waiting in an angle to get a jump on you as soon as you come down those rocks. They're almost beneath you. You could drop a grenade and take them out.
Do I have grenades? I don't think I have grenades.
I don't know, but you're a specialist, so
yeah.
You've probably done that before.
I mean, absolutely, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, pat, fuck. Right? I pat the part of where my kit would have a grenade if I was so equipped. Cool. In that case, which enemy is the most vulnerable to me?
Interesting. I think there's just one enemy here. You're able to pick out from the sounds and being patient and waiting and rolling a 10 on a read a situation roll. And this person, if it's the same person that did that to Caliban, they're strong. But you have tools. They used not even a dagger to do what they did. So I would say that they're the most vulnerable to you. There's nobody else here that seems to be a threat at this point.
All right, well, they left behind a rope, and that's convenient for them, and it's also convenient for me. So I think I'm going to swing myself over the edge, grabbing onto the rope so that I have something, not to anchor me, that's putting too fine a word on it. But I imagine that Mary swings her body over the edge of the rock, takes the rope, uses it to build momentum going up to the farther side away from the person who's been waiting to get the drop on me, and then swinging back pendulum style and dropping on them.
Oh, that sounds badass. So let's see, how do we fold that into a move? Because I really want, it's a lot of risk there, but I love the tactic. Let's have you, I think you need to pull this off and put yourself in that situation. I want to see you do it under fire, right? Because if you fail, then whatever they use to stab Caliban is going to be coming your way because you'll be out of position.
Could, by the way, just for a possibility, could it be you're the cat?
Oh, that's right. Those little cool little moves. Hold on.
All right. Works. It might not, but just
let's take a look. Let's take a look at it real quick. What page is that on? Okay, hold on. My PDF reader's
29. Page 29.
Thank you. On the ref book?
Yep.
Okay, when you're the cat, roll plus cool. On a hit, you catch your prey out. On a 10 plus, you've driven them first to your place. Oh, that sounds cool. Let's do that. Let's give that. Let me.
All right, sure.
Can you view it, Jen? Do you want me to drop it into notes?
Dropping it into notes would be helpful.
Okay. I am doing that now, but I have to do the reformatting for FIs. There we go.
Cool. Oh, I missed.
Oh, sweet.
Well, at least I have Daredevil now, so I jumped right in without really hedging my bets that much.
Oh, that's true. You did not hedge many bets at all, you wild woman.
Yep.
Okay, you get +1 armor.
Context.
Love it.
Yep.
So here's what happens. You reach in, you grab that knotted rope, you swing down, and you start working. And it turns out that the knotted rope only goes down so far. And you just assumed that it went all the way down. But it went into the gloom, right? There was no way to see it. So you get to the point as you're swinging down where you get to the last knot and there's no rope left. It throws you off balance and you drop about 20 feet. So you get +1 armor because you're a daredevil. But I'm going to say that 3 harm is coming your way. So with that 1 armor, that takes it down to 2. Do you have anything else that would back off on that?
I mean, I have my body armor.
Okay.
It's high tech.
Yeah. Holy crap. Yeah. So you land on a rock. It hurts. It's going to bruise. I'm going to call it harm 0.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and have you roll the harm move to see if it's worse than you originally thought.
Okay.
Okay. On a 7, I get an option. Sorry. Harm is in 3 different pages, so I have to always go to the right one. Okay. On a 7 to 9, I can choose one. Lose your footing. Gee, I already did that. Lose your grip on whatever you're holding. What weapon did you have?
I definitely had like a combat Bowie.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. King, ting, ting. It bounces off of a couple of rocks. And if
Shit.
you have a light source, you can find it. If you don't, then you're currently without a weapon. But you're a living weapon. That's why they shot you through a space bullet.
Right. Kapow.
And they are moving on you right now. Like, as soon as you hit the ground, they were waiting, and they're coming at you. You can almost, like, you can see the shadowy form, the silhouette of them. You can't make any, you're in dark, and they seem to be able to see a little bit better than you. What do?
Well, I roll back up onto not my feet. I don't stand, but I remain in a low squat, and I will lunge low and try to flip their body and keep them off balance.
Nice. That sounds cool. Okay, this is not one-to-one combat to the death, I don't think, because I understand what this person's after, and I don't imagine you're the kind of person that would immediately go until killing. So I'm going to have you go ahead. Let's see. It's not going aggro, so I want to make sure that let's go ahead and have you're trying to seize by force. You guys are going to exchange harm, right? But I want to have you seize by force here. So roll plus hard.
Okay, got a 9.
Nice. Okay, on a 7 to 9, you can choose 2 of those options. And sorry for the question marks. That's just an FL or an FI.
Whatever. I'm just going to take Suffer Little and Definite and Undeniable Control.
Awesome. So the two of you face off. You try to grab them and flip them over. They have basically a shard of some kind of stone that they stab. And if you weren't wearing that body armor, it would have killed you. You can actually feel the body armor like dent in a little bit with you. Then you grab and throw them over, and as you grab hold of their body and feel them come over, you actually feel like kind of fatty tissue around the chest, and you think this might be a woman. You get definite control of her arm when you throw her over, but she's going to try to twist out of it. What do?
I try to pin her down into either the floor or the wall so that she can't maneuver out of my hold.
Awesome. So you have definite undeniable control of her arm, and she's not willing to sacrifice her arm at this point. So she falls limp as you get positioned over top of her.
Yeah.
She's breathing heavy. And she's, don't kill me.
Who are you? What's your game?
Amy.
Amy. Did you cut somebody chin to chin today?
Yeah, I did.
Tell me more about it.
Trying to pull her out. Trying to get Flamingo to come out.
And what's that all about?
She tried to murder me.
I say nothing to let her continue, but that sounds plausible.
I was Harridan's wife. And then she came at me out of nowhere. Drugged me in the middle of the woods, left me to die. I don't even know why. Maybe it's that doctor. The little pretty girl.
Well, I'll let you know what. None of this shit makes sense to me. But you ought to know You don't have to draw her out or anything. The reactor in the ship's about to die. Did you know that?
No.
We still don't have any contact from the colony ship.
I guess you better learn how to fend for yourself then. There's food out here. You can live. It's not easy.
I ain't worried about me, you know?
Guess not. You're tough.
I'm worried about all of the fucking civs. Worried about my stupid orders. I let her go. I push her aside.
She scrambles away, goes over and gets her knife. And then she moves
I
around.
turn the flashlight on my assault rifle on.
Sweet. When you do, she like holds a hand up, and you can see the bruise on her arm from where you banged her up, but she has no hair on her arm. There's just a couple of patches of hair that come down from her head. She looks like she's been in some kind of radiation. Her eyelids are worn away, so her eyes have grown a little bit larger. She looks freakish. But a lot of muscle is packed on as well, and you see the glint of metal from your knife.
I'm not going to do anything stupid like take my eyes off of her to get my knife back, but I'll step around confidently like I own the space, not mincingly as if I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get stabbed.
Cool. She moves very feral. Kind of imagine the way that Gollum moves in the Lord of the Rings movies, and less not simpering like Gollum, but in that manner where walking on all fours is as natural as upright.
Right.
And you see that she has several pelts of odd-looking animals. No reds, none of the irradiated animals, but some of the natural fauna you've seen.
Okay. You've been out here a long time.
Yeah.
I'll squat down, still eyes on her, collect my knife, stand up, sheath it.
Don't tell Harridan I'm here.
Why not?
I don't want him to know. I don't want him to see me.
All right. Well, it's been nice talking to you, Amy. You don't know any interesting stuff? You ain't seen anything worth sharing with me?
What do you care about?
You seen any pods?
The big metal things like they brought in just a few months ago? Yeah.
Where they at?
Why should I show you?
I don't shoot you into a paste.
Let's see you go aggro there.
Okay. Seven.
On a 7 to 9, they can choose one of the above or the following. Why do you care? Is there good stuff in there?
Good stuff for good people. I'll take either one.
All right. There's one not far from here. I'll show you.
All right. Lead the way.
I get some of the stuff if they're not dead.
Okay.
Cool. She will stick the knife in a little sheath that she's made and like a monkey start climbing up the handholds until she gets to the knotted rope and work her way up. And you can as well. So we'll cut away from that scene as the two of you head off into, we're not sure. Cool. Okay. So it's 3:00. Let's take a bio break here. Let everybody take a few minutes to rest, get up, walk around. We'll take about 5-7 minutes, and then we'll jump back in. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Talk to you guys in a few.
twisty, turny twists. Dun, dun, dun. That was the answer to the question I got asked. I forgot what the wording of the question was, but yeah, that's the answer.
Cool.
Last one back.
All right. So now he's turned off his camera, right? Lowell's turned off his camera?
No.
Dang it. Right. I can't tell. Okay. So we have Red Pill running in to grab Kalia. And yeah, we'll just say that Mice has already taken off to go look for supplies. And Shigusa has gone out to check on a patient. So it's just you and Mox before Red Pill comes in. And Mox, she's been a little irritable this morning. And she says, Kate, what are we going to do when the power goes out for the last time and we lose all of this?
Well, we're going to have to rely a lot more on whatever Mice can scrounge up.
We've seen generators, you and me both. They're small. They won't last long. But Harridan's not going to give them to you. Unless you, I don't know, give him something for it. Maybe if you convinced him to be, like, could be his personal doctor or something.
I'm everyone's personal doctor.
Yeah.
Besides, it sounds like we're going to have other things to worry about other than just not having power.
What do you mean?
Volcano's getting worse.
Oh, yeah.
Rain's getting worse. And we can only stay in the ship for so long without power. We're not the only ones affected.
Maybe we should just go.
Go where?
It's the whole planet. We're probably on the ass end of it.
Probably. Talk to Flamingo, see what she knows. She's explored farther than anyone else I know. But she always comes back here.
Well, we're the only ones who pay our tolls. You really think Flamingo isn't sitting on some kind of paradise just on the other side of the horizon or some shit?
We pay her tolls so she can pay for rations.
I don't understand why you trust her so much.
Well, we've known each other a long time. Back before everything went to hell.
Well, I heard she wasn't always like this. She's changed, right?
Yeah? What'd you hear?
I heard she was as pretty as you before she shaved her head and made herself look all messed up.
She doesn't look that messed up.
Okay, she's not that messed up.
Times change. People change with them. Got to.
So, like, are you two guys like tight, or just friends?
I don't understand the question.
Do you like girls or boys or both?
Guess I kind of like both. Not really high on my priority list, though.
Okay. Wow.
What? What's that for?
Well, you're just missing out. That's all I'm saying. And not with Flamingo.
I know. I know.
You know?
I have had sex.
No, I mean on. I'm really not good at this
Wild
game.
back in the day.
Oh? So you and Flamingo
Yeah.
have hooked up then?
I think she chooses not to answer that question. I think she smirks and she says, I didn't always want to be a doctor. But when my dad died, someone had to take up the mantle.
So if you keep working with Shigusa and me, you don't have to be anymore. What would you do next?
In a perfect world, if we had power and resources and I didn't need to do this anymore, I don't know. I never really had a plan.
What do you think of Mary, really?
I like Mary. She's not like any of us, that's for sure.
Okay.
What do you think of Mary?
I don't know if I can count on her. I mean, I thought that there would be something by now, but she just kind of just plays it by ear.
Think she's got to.
No, she doesn't have to play it by ear with me.
Oh, I see. You tried telling her that?
She's not that easy to talk to.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah,
Sometimes you can
but
talk
what
to
if she,
people,
like, I don't want to ruin the little bit that we have, though. I mean,
but you don't sound happy.
well, I'm not unhappy. I just feel greedy, I guess. I don't know. She seems just fine with the way it is. She can sleep on the floor, sleep in the bed with me, and it doesn't, like, I don't even get that it's any different for her. I mean, I had to get her high to sleep. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm sure that didn't have anything to do with it.
I'm gonna sort it in.
Did she ever stop to think maybe she's having a hard time with this world? Maybe it's hard for her to let other people in.
Maybe.
Everyone she knows and everything she knows is dead.
It sucks. Okay. I mean, I'll
Talk to her.
okay.
I
mean, I'll
if
give
you're
it a
not
shot.
happy-
I mean,
Yeah. If you're not happy, it's the least you can do.
I'm not unhappy though. Like, what if she's gone and like, it's just, it's good. I'm done, and then she leaves, and then I don't even have what I have. God, I sound pitiful. Okay,
You're not pitiful. Relationships are hard.
says the girl who won't have one after Flamingo and her big breakup, obviously. And they had all kinds of wild sex, and then she was forced to be a doctor and can no longer love her. And then Flamingo, brokenhearted, ran off to the waste and formed a gang and shaved half her head and dyed her hair pink, and it looks terrible.
I think I like your version of how it happened better.
Cool. All right. I'm writing that down. And then you hear the thudding footsteps of someone running, and they push open the door to come in because basically they've turned off the automatic doors to save power. So you have to actually push the door open, and Red Pill pushes the door open, and she's breathing heavy. She's like, "Hey, you need to come. Somebody murdered Caliban, and Flamingo wants you to figure out who, because she just went after Harridan about it, and it's getting bad." But Blossom didn't
But
do
she
it.
glances at Mox and then grabs her coat. Where are we going?
Come on, Mox. You want me to hold down or come with?
Hold down.
All right.
Because if Flamingo thinks somebody murdered Caliban, anyone who gets in her way is going to get hurt.
Okay. Red Pill grabs your hand, and she's kind of like trying to pull you along. Oh, it's no think. It's totally a do. It happened. Somebody slit him hard. He went out bad.
When?
Blood looked pretty dry. We think last night.
When was the last time anyone saw him?
Callie and I had a few drinks early at the bar yesterday.
And no one's seen him since then?
No, we do our own thing.
Who did he do his own thing with? Any idea?
Not really. Callie didn't really go for that kind of stuff. Like, he wasn't into
Okay,
girls
sure.
or guys or fun. He'd just drink every once in a while and mind after us like he was his mom or something. Stupid, but we got killed for it. First unit, now Callie. This place is going to hell.
And say that again.
You should ride with Flamingo. You need to ride with us. You're going to die.
And if I do, I think other people are probably going to die.
Yeah, but there'll be other people, not our people.
Doesn't work like that.
It totally works like that. The moment you accept it, you'll be in better straits. And she pulls you outside, and you can see Caliban's body, and you see Flamingo's there with the gang, as well as Blossom.
That's a surprise. So she'll kind of nod to Blossom.
Doctor.
Hey, Blossom. Surprised to find you here.
There's a bike to lean against. It's all good.
Whose bike are you leaning against? I need to know.
You have an open invitation to lean against Red Pill's bike.
Then that's
Wink,
probably
wink.
will lean against hers. I think that you're not going to stab me or when that goes down. So
That's all part of the foreplay.
yeah.
Not stabbing.
Wink.
Oh, God. So, what can I
Okay.
do for you, Flamingo?
You know, you do doctor stuff.
I do doctor stuff, yes.
Who killed him? I don't say it like in order or anything. It's just
Just a question.
a question.
So she'll kind of go over to the body and lean down and look it over.
Well, it looks
And
like
imagine-
Reds may have torn him
I was
apart.
gonna say,
Post-mortem.
yeah, looks like that. So other than the obvious slit throat, I'm looking for any other signs of violence.
Cool. I'm gonna give it to you. You're an angel, right?
Gimme.
So it appears that this was some kind of surprise attack. There are no defensive wounds. The body was moved post-mortem, like he was killed and moved to this point and put on display. And the person who killed him basically came up from behind, put an arm around his chest, and sliced him across his throat with looks maybe like a stone or an obsidian shard. It was very rough. It was a lot of strength that did this. It's almost like instead of cutting with a knife, it was more like somebody took a sharp point of something and drug it across the flesh and opened it up.
Lovely. Did you move him?
No.
All the stuff here?
I don't know. Is all this stuff here?
I look around and just like, my gang, because fucking thieves. So
Exactly. Things have been redistributed.
I again see a few embarrassed and looking away and like, yeah, stuff's being moved.
But was it all here in the first place?
Can I roll my fucking thieves move to
Yeah, do that.
get my
That
last
sounds
one?
Roll plus hard.
Basically, the thing I'm looking for is evidence.
Exactly. I get you. Yeah, roll plus hard for fucking thieves.
9. So pretty close to evidence.
Nice. Yeah, so the close to evidence. So what you get is that generally you can account for most everything that was Caliban's. You don't think anything was not stolen by your people.
And nothing extra.
7 to 9, nothing extra.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing that he shouldn't have had that the gang take out of their pockets saying that was on him.
Why there is.
Ooh.
Why there is. It is a little leather strip that was rolled up almost like a cig. And yeah.
Unroll it.
Cool. Yeah,
I'm rolling.
Cool. Yeah, you unroll it. It looks like it was ripped off of leather pants or something that was kind of already made. This wasn't made from the hide of an animal. And on the inside of it, it says flamingo coming for you. And it's written in a dark red substance. It smells kind of like blood. Mama says, I didn't even open it. I didn't even open that. I didn't know. I thought it was like a cigarette or something, man.
What is it?
Before Clea speaks, and I kind of like slap, just a gentle backhand to Marva.
Oh man, Marva likes gentle backhands. He doesn't get that much.
Yeah. It'll knock him back, but it's not, all his teeth are intact, and what's he complaining? I kind of just flick it to Kalia, and then I kind of step out of the group and like talking to the forest and wilderness outside. I'm like, okay then, come at me. I'm here. Go on. I'm standing right here. You want to come get me? Come get me. And I'm just yelling this / screaming this at, anything.
Doris loves it. Doris is all into this, man. She slaps her bat a couple times. Mavis nervously looking around. Most of the gang's just like, I don't know what's going on.
I think I even shoot one bullet into the.
Whoa, that's intense.
A couple of buckshots.
What's Blossom doing right now?
Blossom's like, that's money down the toilet there. He's firing bullets off like that. I carry a cash register ching every time he does that. I say, so this is somebody that wants you one-on-one, right? That's the sense I'm getting, that they
I don't
did that.
fucking know.
No clue, no one you could think of.
Harden?
Harridan wouldn't do this, and you know that.
Harridan wouldn't come at you from behind.
That's the only way he would come at me. Fucking tool.
Whoever did this is hiding from you.
Yeah.
Somebody who's not strong enough to take on even one of your gang.
Also,
Calvin was killed from behind.
I'll hold up the leather thing. This is not a city thing. People in there, that's not what they're doing. And I'll kind of hand it back to Kalia. That's somebody out here. Where you rule.
I think it's one of hers. Did we lose Alex?
Do I need to impose my will?
Ooh. Do you? I think that could be interesting. What do you want your gang to do?
Oh, I'm thinking I just some sort of. I'm a bit paranoid at the moment. I feel maybe I need to assert some dominance and maybe, wild accusations. I've always had to have one eye on Doris.
What are you doing about this?
I think I turn to my gang and start walking by them and now none of you would happen to be wanting to step up and take over, would you? Think you want to lead? Is that what this is? Is this what this is about? You want to step up in leadership? Take out Caliban? Take out me? And I think I would end near Doris and just be have a little bit of a stare out. Shall I roll?
Brows kind of. Sure. Her reaction before you roll, her reaction is she looks at you for a sec and says, Jones, if I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you.
Okay, yes. 11.
All right.
All three. Okay, so
Okay, she lets it go, right? She ignores the affront of you accusing her in front of everybody and says, listen, she doesn't talk back at either. She says, it wasn't me. All right? I don't think it was any of us. I think it was somebody else. Why would I mean, shit, if we're going to take down Caliban, why would we use like whatever the hell that was?
Kalia?
Yeah.
Do you think you've gotten what you can from the body?
Yeah. We should find out where he was killed.
I think right here, right?
No.
No. Oh.
No, there would have been a lot of blood.
I'll say, Flamingo, do you want us to wrap up the body? Do you want to do the burning of it now so he's not out here for the Reds?
we'll do our thing. I say, yeah, we'll do our thing.
Okay.
And I just gestured to one of my guys to load Caliban onto the back of one of the bikes.
Okay. Yeah, they get to it. That's no problem.
Flamingo.
Yep.
Where's his bike?
Oh, his bike would be back wherever the bikes for the group was. Like wherever you guys had it hold up, it just never moved out.
Would he have?
It was,
I was going to say, would he have come out here for some reason? Is there any reason he would have come out? Or was he killed inside? Somebody sneaking in.
I think we were hanging near Bonalia Prime with a bit of, some were drinking in Bonalia Prime and stuff, so yeah, I think he would have been parked like at the market.
Turn to Kalia. Kalia, what's the move? What do we do to find out where they were killed? I don't know how to do that.
Well, he was killed with something made out of obsidian. Does that ring a bell with any of you? Obsidian's a black rock.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
That does help. That actually helps. I think twice they'll say, hey, there's a bunch of obsidian out by the volcanoes.
Wonder why that is.
And that's different, like that area is like different from the crystal caves. Oh God,
Yeah.
Crystal caves, right?
Right.
Okay,
Crystal caves
perfect. Just want to make sure we're not overlapping things. You guys seen anyone coming out from that direction? That's your territory, right?
No, we've not seen anyone. Right, we're doing for Caliban, then we're rolling out.
Okay. Blasphemy and I'll check around town, see if we can figure out where Caliban was and when.
I get on my bike and just drive to where we would bury our own.
Cool. So you have Unit and some of the other
Some of the
Xers.
other one, yeah.
Do you have gravestones?
Yeah. How do you?
It's just littered with drink bottles and stuff where we've poured one out and got drunk and remembered.
Nice.
Nice.
So heaps
we'll
of dirt, heaps of bottles.
Yeah, just heaps of bottles, basically. There's no like specific. I mean, there's occasional things like I mean, if Unit's little doll hadn't been given to Doris, that would have been something that might have identified his pile.
Mm-hmm.
There's stuff kind of like that, where you can tell where somebody was.
Cool. So we're going to switch scenes to pick up in, like, if the camera were coming through, be going through a bunch of these weird briars, super long thorns, and the like, and you hear the sound of somebody whacking away at the underbrush. And when the camera kind of pulls up and over, you can see this is a very thick set of vegetation. But as it comes down, you can see a pair of figures moving slowly through the brush, and it's getting, it's high noon at this point. It's been several hours. And then in the middle there, with a bunch of the vegetation having grown over it over the course of decades, is a pod.
Hot dog.
And there is Mary along with Amy. And this is the pod for Lieutenant Foster,
Now,
one of your squad mates.
now, time out. I feel like at the end of one of our sessions, did we have some kind of option for all of the pods opened up?
We
remotely?
did, and you
And
chose that.
And I chose it, and I didn't know what the outcome was going to be. So I feel like we need to build out from there just a little bit before we figure out what I see.
That's fair. Cool. So if you build out a bit from that, then you would see that you come up to the pod's been opened and cleaned out.
Uh-huh.
And there is a real small data pad. It's the only thing that's left inside. Passcode locked, but you know the code.
Yep.
And Lieutenant Foster left this for anyone that came to her pod. She's going out looking for the other pods.
Boop, boop, boop. That's the message that I see?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Amy, I'm as good as my word. I give her the data pad. Anything else in there that you think you like? I look at like the webbing that lines the inside. You know, that is all you, girl.
She hands you back the data pad. I can use this in the cave. This wasn't open. This wasn't open when I found it.
I believe you. Huh. All right. Thanks for showing me the way. I'll pat her on the shoulder and step off.
Okay. She climbs into the pod and she starts ripping down some of the webbing and basically trying to strip it down to the metal.
Yep.
Where do you go?
Well, let's see. If Lieutenant Foster is looking for other pods, either she has information that I don't, or she's set up a perimeter that I don't quite know the boundaries of. So I wander the hell off. I try to get found.
Nice. Cool. How do we resolve a random wanting to get found? That's kind of cool. I always want to introduce the World of Darkness Die of Fate, but maybe the choice is you get found by Foster or you get found by wildlife, or possibly later found by Flamingo and the X's.
Possibly. It's been a while.
Possibly. Cool. Yeah, I love it. You just cinch up your stuff and you head out. So we'll come back to you, but we'll jump away because I'm curious about Caliban's funeral. Anything special that happens there?
Well, I feel I have a highlight that I want to use, and I think while kind of they're burying Caliban, and there's some drinks getting passed around, I think Flamingo, from her little stash that she's been kind of collecting recently of pills and things, she's gonna like take some, because it's been a stressful few months, with units and the radiation incident and now Caliban and the paranoia, and I would like to open my brain.
Yay! I'm so glad I highlighted that for you.
It had to be done. I can't let that go unresolved. And I'm -1, so I may go all scanners and my head might implode. Oh.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, the MC gives you an impression. If you already know all there is to know, the MC will tell you that. On a miss, be prepared for the worst. Yeah, and so on the 10 plus, you learn something new and interesting about the current situation. Might ask a question or two, answer them, and so I would give you good detail. So, what is the question that is crossing your mind as you take these pills? What is it that Flamingo needs to know?
Who's out to get her? This is a lot of paranoia.
Nice. Cool.
And, and thoughts of vengeance for Caliban.
So you get an impression of Caliban strolling out in the night. He's by himself, and he seems to be happy by himself, comfortable, not afraid of the Reds, not worried about acid rain. And then someone moves up behind him, and quick as any animal you've seen, they tear him. They tear his throat open. And you see as he's gurgling, you see through his eyes a woman squatted over, unrolling a little leather strip and dipping a stone dagger into his blood and writing the message. And her face is warped from acid rain. You don't know what else, but you recognize the bone structure. Do you recognize the bullet wounds that tear through the remnants of her dress? It's Amy Harridan, Lieutenant Harridan's wife, the one you murdered for Kalia. She's changed. She's warped and different, but she survived. And as everything's falling apart, she's coming for you. What do? You come out of your drunken haze, your drug-fueled haze. You see there are a number of other exes.
I wave my machete around like I'm defending myself. Well, I get for a second before I kind of collect my bearings. Get on the bikes, everyone. Get on the bikes. Yeah, we're gonna scour the hills.
Sweet. Okay.
I think I just create a tense situation if I need to roll a conversation.
I think so. Cool. I want to check in with Blossom. So Blossom, you find the point.
I do want to retcon something if I can.
Absolutely.
Okay. Before as they are all getting there to take off, and I realize that they're going to take off and leave Kalia and I here. I will kind of, since I'm leaning on Red Pill's bike, I will say, check in with me next time you come into town.
She has a slightly nervous smile, hopeful. Okay.
We'll hang. And I'll step back. And I will say to Kalia, once they're gone, I'll go, Flamingo seems like something's broke there, Kalia.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm afraid that she's gonna kill some people in her gang or get herself killed. And that's not good because then everything goes haywire.
Flamingo.
Just saying.
Flamingo's friend has been killed. Flamingo's not the type of person to take that lightly. She'll be fine.
As you say. Then I'll go back.
Okay. Cool. Would Kalia head with Blossom possibly to try to find where?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the two of you can find where Caliban was murdered. It looks like he wasn't that far from one of basically the entrance to the garage where often the exes will park all of their bikes. That he'd walked out of sight, and you could see the first pool of blood and the point where the body fell. And you can see that whoever it was didn't drag him. They picked him up. You can see the small blood patter where they just carried his body.
So my question is why somebody who is that strong would be afraid of getting into a head-on confrontation with him.
Fair question. Fair question.
She's asking Blossom, like Blossom was
Sorry. How about you guys role playing?
I don't think Blossom's paying attention.
I am. I'm
Okay.
trying to think of how to do this here. I'm just leaning, I think. Trying to watch things here, not responding.
No theories?
I think that Flamingo knows who did this, or will figure out who did this. I don't think it's anybody from in town. If this is the rest of the world business.
There isn't anybody outside of town except the Xers.
I would have said that too, and then they dragged Mary back in a capsule.
You think it's one of Mary's people?
No, I'm just saying it's not true that there aren't other people out there.
We're looking for somebody who has a bone to pick with Flamingo.
I say I don't have history with Flamingo, so I don't know what the story would be. I think that's probably something you might know.
Flamingo and I haven't been close in quite a few years. And back when I knew her very well, we pulled a couple of pranks on people, but nothing like this. So, we're being logical about this, we need to narrow it down to somebody who's strong enough to pick up Caliban, dead weight and all, and just walk them however many feet away that was.
Let me tell you what I think. Because the easiest thing is Flamingo's clearly had to fight and eliminate people from her gang, you know, to keep her position. Every time she comes into town, she has to assert her dominance. What if somebody that she killed didn't stay dead? Somebody that mouthed off to her, she left in a ditch, and they came back. That's somebody who's out there. They know how she operates. That's an easy connection there.
But that doesn't get us any closer to figuring out who did it.
I'll give you that, but it didn't seem to me like Flamingo particularly wanted our help after the stuff, after the reading there.
Then you don't know her very well.
That I don't. My only worry is I want her to be peaceful enough that she doesn't come in and kill people in town.
And we better figure out who did it. I have an idea. Let's see if anyone happened to see what happened.
Fair enough.
Cool. All right. So if you would like to question around just for the economy of NPC usage, I would love for you to eventually ask Visage.
Can we have a montage?
Yeah, let's have a montage.
Here's a montage of us asking people.
Thomas Dolby's playing in the background during this montage.
Okay.
Just needs to happen.
And then we'll get to Visage.
Cool. Yeah. So you ask a number of people, they're all like shaking their heads no, and then eventually you come.
And we play good cop, pretty cop. So
nice.
That's how we do it. Okay.
Could like one of the images
Wow.
be like Blossom, like just asking really kindly, but like while bending somebody's arm back. But like you can.
It's not good.
There's one
you
where
sure?
Clea's
Are
asking
you
nicely,
sure?
and Blossom's just
Yeah, who's behind there, making bedroom eyes at them.
yeah. Eventually, you ask Visage, and she says, "Yeah, I saw a crazy woman.
Crazy woman.
Mm-hmm. She had big eyes, lost all her hair.
What was she wearing?
It used to be a dress, but it's all worn out." She leans against the pipe. She's got propped up like a cane.
She still has it.
Yeah.
Can you tell me
It was like
when this
white
happened?
with little red flowers on it. They're flowers, right? Those things.
Yeah. Okay.
She had little holes in her dress, and it was all worn. Like she lives outside with the reds and stuff. All the kids know about her.
Really?
Mhm.
Where do you usually see her?
Just watching.
From where?
She kind of points in a general outside the.
That away.
She's only around when the exes are around.
Has anyone tried talking to her?
No, we think it's Flamingo's mom.
Why would you think that?
Because she's watching over Flamingo. She only shows up when Flamingo comes in with her gang. That guy must have been bad.
He was not a very nice man.
So it's okay.
Well, I think if you happen to see this lady again, do you think you could let Blossom know?
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Visage.
She braces herself, uses her cybernetic or her prosthetic arm, and sorry, I keep wanting to give her cybernetics. I don't know why. She's her prosthetic arm and like kicks it up and holds her pipe. She's not worried about Flamingo's mom though. I've got a big pipe.
Why do you have a big pipe?
Flamingo gave it to me.
I earned it.
I watched her bikes, and so I got her pipe. This used to be Eunice's pipe.
Did she clean the pipe?
It's so big.
Or is it still...
Oh, it's still gory. It makes it look scarier.
I say, whatever you do, don't lick that. So, yeah.
Not like Unit did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, make sure you learn how to swing that pipe, because we don't want to put any additional strain on your prosthetic, okay?
Did you know all the crystals are gone now? They took all the crystals.
Really?
Yeah.
She's going to shoot kind of a questioning look to Blossom, like, do you know anything about this?
No?
Who took the crystals?
Well, it was people because they thought they could use all the crystals. But then Harridan's men came in.
And they took them?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Do you still have the one you took?
I do.
Well, you keep that close and you hide it, okay?
And certainly don't let any of Harridan's men know.
You're not one of Harridan's men. You're your own man.
She's a little too smart for me to like, so I think that's the point at which I walk away.
Cool.
Thank you, Visage.
He's really pretty. Cool. So yeah, that dress sounds vaguely familiar to you, Clea.
Mm-hmm.
But it can't be, right? It can't be.
No, because
Flamingo says
there's no way Blossom's right about this. That doesn't happen. Totally never happens in real life.
It's just pretty prejudice.
I totally feel like we have to stop at the infirmary, and Clea kind of digs around in the back for a while and comes out and just like hands like this old, battered and worn copy of a book over to Blossom.
Oh, cool.
You should read this.
Idiot's Guide
It
to
was my grandpa's. No.
Roll
It's
for
Sherlock
hot.
Holmes.
Wait,
It's a
what?
couple of Sherlock Holmes stories.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Hound of the Baskers fails. Okay.
Read it slowly.
That's the only way I read.
It's
Slowly and with my lips moving.
it's somebody in kind of similar circumstances.
Nice. So, because of time, we end
Good time.
with that scene of you handing over the book, staying in the infirmary, and that is when the power goes out.
No.
And what I'd like to know is if everybody wants to take a minute or two, I'd like to see an epilogue of each person, like each character. What are the things that happen during the credits of this movie? And you don't have to make giant decisions for Vonalea. Sorry, Vonalea Prime. Sorry about that. But I would be curious as to what ends up happening with Flamingo, Kalia, Specialist Mary Smith, and Blossom.
I think I've got an idea for Flamingo,
Okay.
how it would go. I imagine her. I think that the gang is all spread out, and I think Flamingo is intentionally trying to go out alone to draw out this person who she has like paranoid delusions of who it might be, but she doesn't know. And I think it's the kind of light acid rain starts dribbling because it's like stinging, but she's like, not caring about that. And in the distance, all the lights kind of flicker out in Vonalea Prime, and so it's pretty dark except for maybe the light of my bike, and off in the distance some other lights of other bikes combing the area, and yeah, then there's another silhouette of Amy.
Nice.
And then just something like,
I like it.
okay, doing this again. As I realise who it is for definite. There. Leave it on a bit of a cliffhanger.
Cool. Nice. What about Blossom?
I imagine that the next few weeks are him desperately trying to keep things chill, and realizing that that's not going to go that well. And it's probably at that point that he starts trying to pull together all the people who wouldn't be in Harridan's pool, because they're the sort of the cast outs and the weak ones and the innocents and the people who are going to be victimized, and teaching them how to use a shiv, and getting ready for when that goes down, that's the point at which I'll flip, and that's the point at which we will try to defend the undefendables.
Nice.
And I lean against a wall.
It's the best.
Yeah.
What about Specialist Mary A. Smith?
I think as the credits roll, you get this scene from behind Mary. So we're looking at the back of her head while she's creating a condensation pit to distill water. So she's got this like 2 foot by 2 foot, really professionally dug hole because soldier. And she's like crushing plant matter and dropping it in and getting ready to set up an over tarp for the steamy, humid water to rise up and then collect down. As the sun is starting to set, maybe we see a shelter built off to the side where she's planning to bivouac for the night. And then somebody steps up behind her with a gun in hand, points it at her. You notice just the slightest change in her shoulders. She spins it around, knocks the gun out, or like takes control of the slide. Just the kind of asshole close quarters stuff that you only see in kung fu movies. And then Lieutenant Foster's like, "Fuck you, Smith." And Smith's just like, "Fuck you back, Lieutenant. We've got work to do."
That's awesome. Last but not least, we have Kalia's last bit? What do we see?
So I think like it's a scene of like Blossom, like it kind of bleeds into Blossom's scene where, he's, again, getting everyone ready for the coming revolution. And, basically has told her something, like probably has either implied or directly told her like Mox and Shigusa are on that list. And so like there's this kind of, she glances at them and then sends them out on some busy work. And then there's kind of a back shelf, and she starts, like, she pulls a vial off the shelf, and it's clearly got like the little skull and crossbones, like clearly poison, right? And she starts like baking a cake.
That's awesome. And here's what we need to survive: cake.
Cake.
Very cool. All right. So I hope
Nice.
that was a semi-satisfying ending. I know.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. If you guys have a minute or two, we could do roses and thorns. I know we've gone over, so if you need to go, I totally
I have
respect
to
that.
have to dash, so I got to
Okay,
take off.
understood.
But thank you guys very much. I will hopefully play with you again later. So
Yeah.
take it easy.
Awesome was always fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's kick off with thorns. My main thorn is I threw a whole lot of irons in the fire in hopes of stoking up some interesting action. There are things that I wanted to come to a head, and I'm happy with that. But ultimately, like, was it a satisfying conclusion? I don't know. I hope so, but was it? Did it feel like an end? I guess is the one question I'm left with. Is like, yeah, well, a whole lot of stuff happened.
I felt like
in my head, Mary goes back with Lieutenant Foster. Probably like just gets back more or less in time to get wind of what Blossom is doing and be like, cool, I'm into it. A+. Without, of course, taking up his thunder. It's probably like last minute shots are being fired, losses are being taken. And then
I think-
2 more assault rifles enter the fray, being used by professionals, that kind of deal. So we don't really know what comes of that. But between, poison cake.
Yeah, I feel like I was going to say it felt like a season, maybe not end of the story, of course, but it felt like a season finale.
Yeah.
Like, I can totally see that as being the end, and then like, a hard start, rolling start on the first episode of the new season.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you want the little my headcanon for that, it would totally be that battle happening, and then at some point, a really fucked up and bloody flamingo turning up from some really, maybe later on in the episode you get flashbacks of her fight with Amy, but yeah, she'd be like, pulling out a knife from her own shoulder to stab somebody else, and really fucked up, but still moving and pissed off.
Cool, good. I'm glad that it was all right for folks. What thorns did you have, Jen?
Huh?
What thorns did you have
thorns.
for the game? You can talk broader too for the whole, like, this Apocalypse World.
Like the whole game?
Yeah, if you have some feedback and things.
I mean, I never got to have my punch in the face friendship with Flamingo. That's sad. But...
I don't understand why that never happened, honestly. Like, you guys always seem like you're about to punch each other in the face.
That was our friendship. That's, you've got 2 levels of friendship with, well, 3 levels of friendship with Flamingo, like gang member level, about to punch each other in the face a lot, but never really doing that, and then Clear, where it's, most of the time fairly brisk, very occasionally moments of vulnerability. Yeah.
So maybe I got as close as I was going to get.
Yeah. I can imagine us drinking at one time.
Oh, sure.
Maybe some sort of arm wrestling competition.
Oh, yeah.
With the gang cheering on.
Adria, what do I still sound underwater?
Yeah, it's
Correctly.
manageable, but I think that might be why Jen's having issues hearing you.
Okay, I'll drop out.
It might just be the compact on the headphones if you just the plug.
Yeah, there's some like weird interference happening.
I think the buzz went. We talk now?
Any better?
Yeah,
that's
actually.
fine. Yeah,
Okay,
I think
cool.
it's just needed to.
I deselected the mic and reselected it. Okay, cool.
Nah. Thorns?
Yes, Thorns.
Thorns. I don't know. I'm sad we're ending this game.
But this is Taco's world.
I know. So I don't know. That's all I got.
Okay. What about you, Alex?
I think I would have liked to have yeah, a little bit more of like one-on-one with Clear at some point. That would have been nice.
Yeah, I agree. Especially here in the last session.
We had a lot of momentum of stuff, so that was a bit harder.
It would have been interesting to do a scene with the whole like, I totally think it was Amy, and she would have been like, no, that's totally improbable. But now that you say that,
yeah.
I was keeping the knowledge of where Amy was in my back pocket just in case.
Yeah,
that rolls up on me. I'm like, I know who killed your guy and where they sleep.
I was waiting for Flamingo to go out into the waves
Can I
to
have a
roll.
free pass of the year? Yeah.
That was exactly what was going to happen, and then you're like, I want to do a funeral scene. I'm like, oh, that's probably your last scene. Oh, but hey, maybe you can figure out what happened. So,
no, I'm okay with the little epilogue type ending.
The epilogue was cool.
Yeah,
cool. All right. Well then, yeah. Did we do roses?
No,
we haven't.
All right, let's do that thing. I was like, wait, that was all negative, so we couldn't have done roses.
Oh, Rich.
Yeah.
Sorry, the microphone threw me off, and floundered.
NPCs, epilogues. Those are, I'll put those. I like the epilogues.
Yes.
And
Okay,
NPCs. Cool. I really liked Clear's chat with was it Mox?
Yes.
That's
that was
really
cute.
nice.
Breaking
Nice.
hearts.
Yeah.
Mary, stone cold.
Stone cold.
I don't even think she cares.
Oh, and the continuing. What would it be? Just being able to get shit done of Mary, and just
Mary, the most competent character
Yes,
in
that was it.
any
Competence.
game of all
Yeah.
time.
the competence of Mary.
Mary's
Should be a
competence
ton.
was noteworthy. It was stupendous.
Yeah, we really
wasn't-
missed it last session.
Yeah, it never
Oh,
felt,
no.
but it's never felt like, oh, she's too competent or anything. Like it just felt like, yeah, she's like takes a moment. Yeah, that's the course of action, and then does the course of action.
Just from a better time.
Yeah. She never just walks into a room, smacks him in the face, and almost gets shot by an assault rifle. She's, just.
She's just like, takes a deep breath, thinks it through just a little bit, not too much.
Yeah, just this really quick. Yeah, got it. Okay.
What about you, Andrea, what did you have for roses?
All of that. I super enjoyed watching basically all the other PCs do PC things. Like that whole scene with Flamingo and Blossom and Harridan's chambers like was super fucking tense and amazing. And like Mary's like, I'm gonna go hunt down all my like former comrades. Like that was amazing. I was so rooting for her. It was awesome to watch.
Yes, it was easy to be a fan of this group.
I remember the Thorn unit died.
Yes. Yeah,
I did it myself, but unit died.
What a-hole did that? Terrible.
Yeah.
What inconsiderate fuck.
I think we got as much flavor out of unit post-death as we did during the game, which is I found fascinating.
He's important.
Yeah, it felt like the right one to do. It felt like
I
the
liked
one
it.
who would actually feel bad that he died.
Oh, and I also super liked what you did with Amy.
Yay! I'm glad.
Because Alex
that
and I were
came-
chatting, I'm like, she is probably some terrifying fucking survivalist, and
Yeah,
I
we
feel
had
like
3
she's
options,
competent.
didn't we?
yes, I feel like she's the competent one in the Harridan coup anyway, and then this, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, she's like a monster.
Yeah, it was either
That's
it was survivalist monster, kind of man in the iron mask beneath Harridan's lair thing going on, or
Yeah.
I forgot the other option was. Those are our headcanon ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was amazing.
I love that the two like most survivable characters had a conversation in a cave after a fight that they both just stopped fighting because they're like, okay,
Okay,
That's all.
whatever.
eh.
I don't
Go,
actually
Jen.
care about killing you, but I don't really want to just walk away.
Jen, what roses did you have?
I really enjoyed playing Mary. I enjoyed the opportunity to play somebody who was a fighter, but not like particularly emotionally broken and not an idiot.
Don't know who you're talking about.
Other characters I've played. This isn't about you.
Ah,
I know you might feel bad about that, but I enjoyed how like gritty and slimy everything was. You know, it felt like this really hard Scrabble situation.
yeah, I think this was, in recent memory, the most tragedy-oriented Apocalypse World game that I've been part of in a long while. Like, when Kalia lays out the threats to, I'm like, yeah, you pretty much screwed.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Guys, that's really depressing. I would not play this game. Why am I running it? What is going on?
Yep. I liked that I got to be a punching fight person who could also like climb the rocks and take a breath and have a talk with a monster in a cave. You know.
Yeah, it almost felt like a little like Norse in a way. Some of the stuff that Mary did.
Yeah, no, Mary got lots of opportunities to just not straight down up kill people, but like dominate them's not the right word, but it's also not the wrong word.
Outcompetence them.
Outcompetence them, sure. She got to control situations, but like not in this blatant or ugly way.
Proactive.
Yeah.
But Jen, I hope
reactive.
I really hope I hope future Sundays we can maybe sneak you in for other one shots or other mini series. I know that Sunday isn't always the easiest day for you, so I really appreciate you clearing out some calendar space for us because it's been a pleasure playing with you live.
Yeah.
It's cool. I am going to go ahead and close this down.
Did you not like anything about it, Rich?
I really liked it. I had a great time. The NPCs on that you guys helped create were great. I love the interrelationships, the kind of the Yojimbo style of Blossom, who would like play both sides against the middle and had his own agenda, and then Lowell's revelation of he thinks of himself as a sheriff. I'm like, wow. And Kalia was this like, occasionally she was really dark and pragmatic, but she did it in this like sweet way that would didn't see the dagger coming for your ribs kind of thing. Like she wasn't evil at all. It was all for the general good, but it was very pragmatic of like, yeah, have a sucker. Oh, it has to taste bad, otherwise you won't think it's medicine. Like all of these tricks that a person like a country doctor would know, which was just, I thought was real. Like it felt really tangible to me. Like this is a person who had their knowledge handed down. It wasn't textbook stuff. It was things that she is handed down through oral tradition and things she just figured out on her own. And how, well, what happens when the power goes out? Well, we just got to rely on mice and we keep going. And I love that. And Flamingo was just so hard-headed. It was great. I'm glad that we got to see the promise of that one NPC in the failed, or the one PC from the failed Apocalypse World game that didn't happen, that we got to bring her back. You know, and we really got to see Flamingo happen, and that was super exciting.
But without jet skis, sadly.
That's true. I personally would take hover bikes over jet skis. I don't know about you. I think you traded up.
Yeah.
And again, you guys already heaped a lot of praise on Mary, but I super love I've never seen a quarantine where I'm like, oh, that was awesome. And you kind of lived everything that I've read in the quarantine and said, that could be cool. Like you brought it all to pass, which is awesome. Like I've had a couple of playbooks over my mini plays of Apocalypse World where I felt like that's as good as that playbook could be done.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's as good as I could hope a quarantine to be played. And there were even some mechanics that we didn't engage in that maybe could have made it a little bit more about Mary, but I was happy with what we did. Like it was a good agreement.
I feel like we had a good level. Yeah.
It worked out right.
Yeah.
I would say the same with the quarantine playbook. From just reading it is probably the least interesting one to me, but Mary was an awesome character. So
yeah, no, it's such a dense playbook that I feel like rules as written, it has a bit too much gravity, and so you need a really, really skilled player in order to not have that.
Thankfully, we did.
Yeah.
And my first thing was, I don't see that we are engaging with these really complicated, deep gravity well moves. Let's keep not doing that.
Yeah, well, it could be my hopeful memory, but I thought we kind of engaged like early on.
A little bit.
If I remember, we had a brief conversation of like, maybe we don't have to go there with this stuff. Let's see how it rolls without, and we'll pick it up if we need to.
I think that's just our
we did.
default. Yeah.
That's why I'm so bad at Apocalypse World, though, because I don't engage the moves or roll the dice.
Yeah.
You did. I made you.
Not this session.
Not this session.
Yeah. I nearly actually put a little comment in the chat that was of like saying, you know, it's really easy to GM when you don't have to do the story. You know, just after I suggested what a move. No, like, cause, you know, not as an insult to you, but as like I can, when I'm not running, it's so easy to kind of see moves to, suggest them. When you're running, it's a lot.
It can be. Because it's like, okay, you don't have to come up with stat blocks. You don't necessarily have to prep, right?
But there's a lot of combat moves.
You're not doing that conventional mode of GMing. It's a totally different thing of like, oh, well, you need to really bring fronts and play the characters to their fullest because they don't have stats. They need to have personality. They need to have motivations, right? You can't just fall back on tropes exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to look for moves, and you got to see when they're engaged. And I appreciate that. Like 3 or 4 years ago, I might have gotten huffy for stupid, like prideful reasons, but I'm now bought into the collaborative thing of like, hey, I think you might be clicking this move. You know what? Shit, you're right. That's a great idea. Let's just go with that. You know, it's great. It means everybody's engaged, even if you're not actively playing. And that's one thing I love about this group. It's a great culture that we have.
Saying that, you're allowed to tell me to shut the fuck up.
I know I could,
suggesting.
but why would I? You're almost always right. So if you're ever wrong, I'll just ignore you. Oh, I didn't see that in the chat.
Yeah.
Noted.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna go. Can I go,
Yeah.
Adrian?
Yes, we're gonna let you go. I need to go too.
All right, cool. It was super fun.
Thanks,
You guys.
thanks for making
Thanks so
time
much.
and space for us, Jen.
Yes, you're welcome. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Later.